Hello. I am coming to you to talk about our new little mini series here called Ask Me Anything. So I want to be available for you for any kinds of questions that you have, issues, or anything that you'd like me to take a look at. I know I've done this through posts. I've also done this through available calls and messages, but I thought I would come on and try it this way and see if this was interesting for people to do this live. So the Ask Me Anything, I've been taking some questions and kind of keeping track of the typical questions that I get asked often. And so I think we'll start there with the first one today, which is, what do I say? What do I say? What do I write? What do I post? They're all variations of the same thing, which is that the business owners don't quite know how to keep generating content and know how to communicate with the audience. And this could be anything from pages on a website to a social media post, to what type of digital products to create, or a lead magnet, or any, just about anything actually. And the answer, because that's the question, right? The answer is actually the, that you're looking at it the wrong way. This isn't a bulletin board, right? It's a conversation. So you're not actually posting, some sort of comment or content or anything, and it's just this kind of static thing that sits there. And maybe that alone is interesting to somebody. With all the content that keeps coming and flowing, right? It's a conversation. And it's a little awkward at first because it's in digital form, right? So it's not this active, immediate, or live connection, but it is still a conversation. It's a conversation in little pieces, and a conversation with different pieces of electronic content. Typically, and I don't know where I read the statistic, but people in general gain confidence in you if they see your content 16 times before they get to where they're getting. So I often get this question when it is about the content that companies want to put on, or business owners want to put on their websites. And the answer is there should be other content that they're hitting before they're getting to your website. There has to be a reason and that beginning part of the conversation. Websites are no longer these bulletin board, static, business card type situations. They need to speak directly to your ideal customers. All right, your websites are not, just a bunch of information that you're putting out there. It's a part of a conversation, and the conversation begins somewhere to get someone to your page, and you want to be letting them know that they landed in the right place, so that this is for you type thing that you see sometimes. So you want to do things like that. You want to tell stories. You want to tell your bio not as a listing or like a resume kind of thing. You want to do it as a story. Stories are what people relate to, and we know that people need to know you and trust you, and maybe like you a bit too, but definitely know you and trust you in order to do business with you. And that's extremely difficult to do if all you're doing is listing a bunch of clients that you've done work with, and again, a static bio type thing. So you need to take this to another level. And the bottom line to this answer is you need to ditch that old kind of thinking about what you want to do with your website. And of course, the same goes for social, right? Social is a social conversation. So it's not a matter of what do I post out at someone. It's a matter of, how do I write something in an intriguing way that will get somebody to have a conversation with me. So it's a lot more how you would talk at a party and open up a conversation that way, or how you might have an interview and begin a conversation that way, whether you're interviewing or the interviewee. It's not small talk that has nothing to do with it, like the weather or something silly, but it's those initial opening stages of when you're asking questions and answering questions with someone in order to get to know them better. That's the beginning phase that we're talking about. So you need to post and create content that talks to people's issues, problems, questions, anything that they're going to do online, which is why they're there where you're finding them, right? Does that make sense? So if you're finding them in a group somewhere, the group was there for a purpose. you want to stay in the context of the purpose of that group, right? So if they're there because you're all fans of a particular thing, you don't want to say, "Hey, come over here and, try my business out," because you're over here in this place doing this thing all together. So you need to keep the conversation about where you're at. And then, of course, back to the website example, you will have started the conversation somewhere through something that you did, even an interview, and then they're landing there for credibility. So it's credibility, but it's in a conversation and it's in stories. So think about that as you generate your content this week. And I hope those were some, good tips to be able to frame your mind. Again, lose the old kind of mindset over, you generating content. Go out and ask your ideal clients what they want to hear about. Go watch the trends and talk about those things. Find places where you can begin those conversations. And that's where you're going to find your nuggets of content to figure out exactly what you should be posting. So that's it for today on this Ask Me Anything. I'm going to do another one of these on Thursday morning Eastern time. So let me know whether you want to have your question answered that day. And I do see that there's some questions. Oh, no, just a great comment. Thank you. So if you want to have questions answered, post them below and in the comments section, and I'll address that either on Thursday morning, because I do have some queued up, or the next time after that. So have a great day, everybody. And thanks for listening if you're here or in the replay. Take care.